Welcome to Intellifluence, an influencer marketing service that you can actually afford. I'm going to take you through the process of setting up a health and beauty and organic influencer marketing campaign with an emphasis on cosmetics, targeting the Instagram platform. We'll go through the process from start to finish, and afterwards, we'll take a few minutes and analyze the campaign. And this will show you just how easy it is to use Intellifluence to get reviewed, build awareness, and increase your sales. For the purpose of today's presentation, I'm the representative of the New Looks cosmetic brand, and I'm going to market our Vibrant Glow Mineral Makeup line. Once you have joined and you've logged into your dashboard, you can go ahead and click Create a New Campaign. First, give your campaign a name so you can easily reference it. Next, choose the type of compensation you want to offer influencers. It can be free product, cash, or both. And you'll notice the fields change slightly based on what you choose. And for the purpose of today's webinar, we're going to go with both. Next, you'll enter the free product or service you're offering here, along with the retail value of the product or service. If you're offering cash, put in the amount you're going to offer on top of the product or service value. Next, choose how many influencers you want to work with in this campaign. Keep in mind that you can update this number at any time. Next, the required work section is really important, so I want to take a minute to highlight it. You want to make sure that you include all of the required work associated with your campaign. If there's an issue with a transaction, it's typically because there's miscommunication here in the required work section. So we want to be very explicit with what we're looking for. So in the details, I've included the name of the product, as well as instructions on how to order the product, and then an estimate on how long it will take for the influencer to receive the product, and what they need to do once they've received it, what type of imagery I'm looking for, when I want it posted. And also, I provide an explanation on how they're going to get paid, just so we're all on the same page, and you don't have to deal with those questions later on. And then you can choose to require some additional information if you're going to send them the product directly. Now I'm having them order it through his site, so that's redundant. I don't really need their mailing address here. But you can also ask for their email address, PayPal, email, or Venmo username. It's up to you what you're looking for. Now it's really important for you to include a campaign image. This enhances your campaign visibility, especially in the Intellifluence marketplace, where influencers can also apply to be a part of your campaign. It makes your campaign look way better, so it's really important to upload an image for your campaign. So I'm going to do that right now, one that accurately represents your product or service. And we are going to set the crop there, and that will be our campaign image, which influencers will see. Next, we're going to choose our start date and an end date for this campaign. I'll give it a little over a month. Now when you get down here, you'll see the option to syndicate your campaign to public partners and display in the internal marketplace. If you're subscribed to an applicable plan, you have the option to make your campaign private, where you exclusively seek out influencers to pitch, and you would do that by just unchecking those boxes. But the great thing about Intellifluence is that you can have a public campaign visible to influencers inside our marketplace and elsewhere. So you can be seeking out influencers to pitch on your own at the same time while influencers are applying to be a part of your campaign. So it's double the effectiveness of most influencer marketing platforms. Next, select up to 5 categories that best represent your product or service. And then you can choose which country or countries you want to target. And then next, choose which platform or platforms you want this campaign to target. In other words, the platform that you want to promote your product or service on through this campaign. For the purpose of this webinar, I'm going to choose Instagram. And now you can choose a minimum audience size for your campaign. So by default, you'll only see influencers that have your preferred minimum reach. And influencers must have that audience reach before they can apply to be a part of your campaign. And you can adjust this down the road, so consider it a starting point. Now for the link back URL, enter the URL for your product or service that you want the influencer to promote in their post. Enter that there. And below you can enter a suggested post message that will act as a prompt for the influencer when they are writing their post. And you also have the option to include posting do's and posting don'ts. And this is a great way to highlight some brand style guide elements or topics or themes that you want to avoid. So you can just add those in on the posting do's and the posting don'ts. Now, once you've filled out all the fields and you've included all of the required work in a straightforward yet thorough manner, and you have the campaign visibility settings how you want them, and you've uploaded a campaign image, you can go ahead and click Save. Once you've saved your campaign, you're automatically redirected to our Discover tool. The Discover tool will enable you to effortlessly search our entire network of influencers and apply advanced filters to display the best possible candidates. You'll notice this message letting you know that your campaign is live, and here's what to do next. So we're going to click Find Influencers and get started. In order to make things easy for you, we apply filters based on the information that you enter when setting up a campaign. This ensures that you'll only see great candidates from the very beginning. So for this campaign, I'm only going to see influencers that will accept $25 in retail value of product, that will accept $50 in the cash amount, and that are in the health and beauty and organic category niche. So they have an expertise in these areas. And they're based in the United States, in the United Kingdom, and they are on the Instagram platform. And so those are the campaign filters that were brought over automatically from when I set up my campaign. Now you'll see the influencers here, and this is an infinite scroll, so you keep seeing more and more. Now you can adjust these filters right here at any time by clicking on the Advanced Filters button right here. You can remove certain ones, also one by one, or you can clear all filters if you want to start from scratch. And if you ever clear them and you want to add them again, or if you have multiple campaigns and you want to change the filters, you can always choose filters based on the campaigns that you have established. And you click on those and it will apply those filters. So now I'm going to take a second and look at all of the advanced filters that we offer. So you can refine by influencer here. You can choose a gender. You can add or remove countries that you want to target. You can add or remove the specialties right here. And like we specified earlier, you can select up to 5 there. When you start to work with influencers, you can choose to view influencers you've worked with, you're currently working with, or just ones you haven't worked with at all. And then you can select the total reach for the influencer, so you can kind of filter by their audience size, small, medium, or large, and you see the parameters there. You can also refine by budget, so we have that set based on our campaign details, but you can change that. And if you're not getting the results you're looking for, you might want to relax these filters too. So you might want to look at someone maybe with a smaller audience and see if they'd be more willing to work, or if you want to add more product, or if you want to offer more cash as well to make your campaign more desirable. So that's kind of what we're referring to when we discuss relaxing filters, just kind of widening your search so you can garner more results. And then so refining by social platform, we can, I'm just set on Instagram right now, that's what I'm interested in, but the list is here of all the different networks that we support: Amazon, reviews, blog posts, Facebook pages and profiles, LinkedIn profiles, Pinterest, podcasts, SoundCloud, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. And then you can refine by page reach for each of those platforms. So you can specify an audience range. Here in Instagram, I want to have at least 1,000 followers, and you know, you can also set a max too. Let's say 50,000 followers, because maybe I can't afford influencers higher than that. And then so once you've set those, you can refine by website metrics here. If you are looking for blog posts, for example, each one of these different website metrics parameters has the explanation when you hover over it. Basically, so the link research tool PowerScore evaluates the strength of a blog based on the number and power of incoming links. And so we also support domain authority, the Alexa ranking, trust flow, citation flow, majestic, and then it just gives you an explanation of each filter right there. And like I mentioned earlier, if you're not getting the results you're looking for, you might want to relax the filters a little bit. And this might look like choosing a smaller minimum audience on a platform basis, or adding additional categories. And maybe you just need to adjust your campaign as well. You may want to offer more product and more cash to appeal to a larger audience base, like I said earlier. So each influencer card here is going to display their bio, as well as a minimum product value. I'm sorry, when I hover over it, it blackens everything out, but you can see next to my cursor here, it shows the minimum product value and cash payment value that they will accept. And you can also check out the areas of expertise and total reach broken down by each platform. And then you can click on their profile, view profile to view an expanded profile that has their expanded bios, some images, any badges that they've earned on the platform. And I also want to mention too, in addition to the filters I've applied, you can also search by keyword or influencer name, more commonly keyword. But you can search, for example, if anyone's used cosmetics in their profile, if they've expressed an interest in there, you can search by that as well. Now once you find an influencer you'd like to pitch, just hover over their profile card and click Add to Campaign, and then specify the campaign that you want to add them to, and click Add. Once you've added the influencer to your campaign, you will see this success message up here, and you can click on it directly to go to the campaign. And then you'll see the influencer you've added in the transaction bar, and you can send them your pitch. At this point, you're almost ready to pitch. As I mentioned earlier, you'll need to add funds to your account before you send pitches if you're running a cash campaign. In order to fund your campaign, you just need to click the Add Funds button, which is displayed at the top of almost every screen within the system. Now you can easily add funds using the payment card you have on file that is tied to your subscription. Otherwise, you can click Add a Card if you'd like to add another payment card. If you're ready to add funds, simply enter the amount and click Add Funds. Once you've updated your funds, you'll see an updated account balance here, and you can also view an expanded account balance here that includes all of your Intellifluence payments and subscription history. You can also view and update your payment methods right here. Now that you have created your campaign, use the Discover tool with advanced filters to find the best influencers, and you've added those influencers to your campaign, and you have funded your campaign if you're offering a cash incentive, now's the time to pitch the influencer. You can pitch influencers individually, or you can select multiple influencers to pitch using our bulk pitch tool right here. You can also remove them from your campaign in this instant from using the bulk tool. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to send a pitch to this influencer, so I'm going to click Send Pitch. You'll notice the pitch is populated with your most recent campaign details. Since I'm offering cash, you'll notice the cash amount displayed here that includes the Intellifluence payments transaction fee. And then this total represents the total cost to send the pitch. If everything looks right, you can go ahead and click Send Pitch. You can also make any changes you want to this specific pitch before sending. If you want all pitches to reflect these changes, you need to edit the actual campaign. So you would back out, and then you would be at your main campaign screen here, and you would click the Edit button, and then you can edit any single component of the campaign right here. And then once you save that, all changes will be reflected in your subsequent pitches. All right, everything looks good, so I'm going to pitch this influencer. I'm going to click Send Pitch and send the pitch. Once you have pitched the influencer, you'll notice the status update there where you are waiting for a response. This kicks off the transaction flow. At this point, the influencer is going to review your pitch and either accept it, decline, or request changes via the messaging system. You can click Messages at any time to access our messaging system, which saves you from having to deal with email because email is cumbersome. Any correspondence with influencers will be stored here, as well as in each transaction within each campaign. So there's multiple ways to read your messages. When you arrive at the dashboard, they'll appear at a glance right here, or like I said, you can click the Messages tab to read all the messages from influencers throughout all your campaigns, and then you can actually just go right to the campaign there and click on the message box right here. If the influencer responds and lets you know that they are looking for different terms, you might need to negotiate by sending a revised pitch, which you can do right here if you still want to work with them. Now back to the campaign. Once the influencer has accepted the pitch, you'll receive an email notification as well as a notification displayed within your dashboard. You'll see a new message notification there, or you can go to the campaign and you'll see the transaction flow update right here. So now I'm ready to send the influencer the product and update this transaction flow, which will notify the influencer that the product is en route. So you can do this here, or you can also do this directly from the message screen as well. This opens your message thread here for the transaction, and you're going to click the Mark Product as Sent button right here, and then you can provide the necessary details such as tracking numbers or estimated delivery times so the influencer knows when to expect delivery. If the influencer needs to purchase the product from your website or a retailer, you can provide the instructions at this time. You can also provide any details such as a referral code if you want them to include it in their post. So now I'm going to mark this as sent, and you'll see within the transaction flow that it's been updated, the product has been sent, and now we just await the response. And we're back. We're in our dashboard, and you can see here in our latest message thread that the influencer has received the product. So we can go directly to that message thread, and we see that there. And you can provide a response, thanking the influencer for letting you know. Look forward to reading the review. I find that it's always best to communicate constantly, just to keep things rolling along, and so both parties are involved. So now that they've received the product, they've notified us that they'll post a review. We just have to wait a little bit. And we're back once again. So let's go to the message section, and we see that the influencer has posted. So we'll go to the message thread here, and the influencer has included the post link. And so let's take a look at the URL to review. Alright, here's the post, and upon reviewing I can see that the influencer's done exactly what I asked for. The review looks good, the link I want promoted is posted in the bio, it's mentioned, the coupon code is here, so we can go back to the message thread and mark this transaction as completed. Now if there was ever an issue with the work that the influencer submitted, you can explain here in the message thread what changes need to be made, rather than marking this as complete. Since everything looks good in this instance, I'm going to mark this as complete. Now you can include a thank you or an invitation to work again in the future. You can let them know that you'll update them on future campaigns if you want to work with them again, whatever you deem necessary. So we're going to mark as complete. And now you have the opportunity to rate the influencer's performance, and this will help us enhance the community even further. Now in a perfect world, we could end the webinar right now because everything went exactly as planned. But the reality is, sometimes things go awry. If you've done your best to provide clear instructions throughout the transaction, but there's an issue with the transaction and you try to resolve it directly with the influencer to no avail, you do have the option to flag the transaction for further review. Now, before you do this, like I said, really try and work it out with the influencer. Effective communication will go a long way. But if you're just not getting to the bottom of it, you can click the Flag This Transaction button up here, and you'll notice this message. Please only flag a transaction for review after you've tried to resolve the issue on your own. Appropriate reasons for flagging a transaction include requesting help to get any party to comply with the terms of your agreement, bringing to our attention any party that has acted in a non-professional manner, or bringing to our attention any content that doesn't comply with Intellifluence policies. If you notice anything illegal, if there's serious issues with the content. If you're experiencing anything like that, let us know about it by flagging the transaction. Also, if you've sent a pitch to an influencer but they don't want to move forward and they haven't declined it, or you've changed your mind before any of the transaction steps past pitching have been completed, you have the option to archive the transaction, and that icon would show up right there if that was an applicable transaction you could archive. Now that we have completed a transaction from start to finish, it's time to analyze the campaign. If you haven't achieved the results you're looking for, there's several steps you can take to encourage greater success. First, you might want to adjust the advanced filters when searching for an influencer using the Discover tool. Like I mentioned earlier, you might need to relax these filters a little bit. You might need to expand the categories and relax the audience requirements of influencers in terms of their social platforms or blog visitors. For your campaign, you may want to edit it and offer more product or cash value to encourage more pitch acceptances and marketplace applications. You may need to be more explicit in the required work section of the campaign if the influencer's work is consistently not meeting your expectations. It's really easy to edit your campaign and adjust the advanced filters within the Discover tool. We created a video called How to Analyze a Campaign on our YouTube channel that you can check out for more advice on analyzing your campaign. Within any screen in our system, you can either take a tour and get an explanation of how things work. Otherwise, you can click on the FAQ link to go to our knowledge base where you can search help articles by topic. If your question isn't answered or you need some more help, you can submit a request directly to one of our friendly customer service staff members such as myself. I hope this webinar has helped you out, and we look forward to helping you reach your influencer marketing goals.